Today is November 19th. To be honest, I'm so tired. It's 11:30. It's my third video entry log. It might as well be out because I don't feel like getting all prepared and turn the lights on. But just want to make a video because today I just want to talk about my day today. I talked, or I don't know what happened. All these signs, or what's going on, but basically everyone around me, just in my life, and this and that. Like my mom happened to just kind of be mentioned a lot today. Just moms in general. It made me think about my mom. I think somebody was like said that they had like the same childhood as me, saying like my mom wasn't around. Their mom wasn't around. Like basically like chose other people over them, over their own child and stuff. And I don't know. It was just so hard to like think about. Like I didn't want to think about it. This person said that they kind of got over it. Like they learned to stop holding that resentment towards their mother. And I was so sad just thinking about like that's not really the person I want to be. Like I don't want to be someone who holds so much resentment towards someone. But you know, when I said my side of the story, they were like, "Oh wow, like I don't think I could stop resenting my mother if she just, you know, treated me so poorly, and then one day decided to raise a whole new family, and then all of a sudden get it right, you know." Just to like see that happen, like it's just like a spit in the face. And that was really reassuring to hear, but at the same time I still, you know, man, I'm like 20, you know, I'm a grown man now. Like what kind of person am I to like hold that over someone, even if it's my own blood, you know? I'm not really sure. I don't really believe in like normalizing hate and like that it's okay to never forgive someone, because it's really for you, you know. Like you wake up every day and choose to hate that person, like that doesn't help you. Like that's more harmful to you than it is to forgive someone else, you know. Forgiving them is finally letting go of something. I don't know, I just can't seem to get around to that. I oh my goodness, I saw videos of my little brother, my little sister today, just in my phone. And one video was me holding Caden's hand. I won't say he was holding my hand. I say I was holding his hand um, to go down the stairs because he needs help. But that's probably one of my favorite things. Like even for me being so grown and living my own life and stuff, and like I can get into anything, you know, whatever. I can literally get into anything. And the reason I say that is like that is the most comforting thing. Like I could literally go drink, I could go smoke, I can go drive around, listen to music, whatever. But the most comforting thing to me is being like holding my little brother's my hand, right? Like he's holding my, I don't know, my pinky, my thumb, my two fingers, like with his little ass hands, you know. I kind of miss my brother. I miss making him laugh and stuff. He's actually really good at skateboarding. For like a 2-year-old, he doesn't need to like hold the wall to balance and everything. And I don't know, kind of, maybe he won't remember me when he grows up, but he's a good kid. I like him a lot. But that's another thing. Like that's all gonna be my fault. Like years later, I'm gonna think about that. Years later, like you know, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I have a half brother, I have a half sister, but I'm not really close with them. That's my fault. Oh, you know, like I have a kid, or I have a you know a child, and they're never gonna see their grandma. Every kid like deserves a grandma. Man, like I love my grandma. I remember when I went to Vietnam, like that was like the best thing. Like my grandma would spoil me. She would take me out to, you know, she was in Vietnam, so whenever I would go there, she would take me out to festivals every night. They're called Ho Choi in Vietnamese, and you know she'd bring me home these inflatable Power Rangers. She'd buy me Power Ranger dubbed DVDs. Like they were dubbed in Vietnamese, but I knew English, so I like heard everything twice. And I remember what I was watching. It was Power Rangers like Dino, I don't know, Dino Force, whatever, whichever one with the dinosaur ones. And yeah, I just remember that getting so much food with my grandma. Whenever I think of my grandma, all I can see is just like her face, and I just see her smiling. Like I've never. That's all I can like see, and like my grandma, like I don't know. I'm just happy I had her. You know, like the fact that I love my grandma so much is the reason why my kid should have one. And look, like I don't know if my mom's gonna always gonna be like this. You know, like I believe in people changing and stuff, and it's just like if I don't get over this hate and resentment towards my mom, then I can't really be the person to say that I believe in change, right? Because anyone can change, even my mom, even man, anyone. You know, if I really believe that, if anyone can redeem themselves, if I can say that I can do it, then anyone else can. I'm not special. That you know, I can't just say that I believe in it and then I don't believe it for someone else. I don't know. I just want to get that off my chest. Really, it's just so crazy how my mom has just come up so much in my life, even when I'm like so far away from her. With just people that I talk to, someone saying they had the same childhood, someone saying that they like are getting closer with their mom and getting over that resentment. And like I used to hate it, man. People on social media are like, I know I keep mentioning social media. It doesn't really like, man, it doesn't really affect my life, but I just I just see and I hear stuff, and I just know that people around me are gonna like just kind of sheep and like see that, read into it, and think like, oh, it's fucking woke or whatever, and they're all gonna follow into that whole thought process, like the oh, it is what it is whole process thing. Like no, like you can't live your life like that. You can't just live your life and just not process things because it is what it is. You know, like you have to take it for more than that. But anyways, that was just an example. Um, but yeah, like oh, if he doesn't love his mom, that's a red flag. Not love his mom. If he isn't good with his mom, that's a red flag, and stuff like that. And that's so that's so hard to hear. I understand what it means, where it comes from, but like man, like that's so like that's such a hard pill to swallow. Like I I hope I can treat others well, and especially like I don't know, like my partner or like a woman, but just the fact that like me and my mom aren't on good terms is it's just tough. It's really not that easy yet. It's I don't know. I really don't like that take, but it's such a big one that everyone like believes like without batting an eye. Like man, like I tried. I swear I really have tried with me and my mom. I remember one time I was in high school, and I was just going through it, man. I really had nobody to turn to, and so I took comfort in one of my teachers, Miss Ragusa. Um, and she was a great teacher. I actually met her through being late to class all the time. And I think one day I just said too much, saying like, "Oh yeah, my mom like stopped my alarm, and I'm going to school, this and that." And then she taught an AP class. That was like the only, or not AP, college class. And that was like the only college class I took in high school, and I actually passed. And I didn't do too well in school. I didn't, try too much. I didn't really worry about it all that much. But I ended up taking a college class for no reason, just because I liked her, and she really helped me through a lot. I was, I just felt so small. I wanted to have such a big heart. I didn't know why everyone had turned their back on me. My mom, my dad, my best friend, like, and I talked to Mr. Goose, and apparently one of my homeroom teachers was a real good guy. Like, I mean, I knew at first, he's kind of like douchey. I didn't really like mess with him like that, but um, that was just surface level. Everyone acts the way they do for a reason, and I think it was bring your daughter to work day. I'm not sure. He brought his kids. He brought his kids one day, and he taught a lesson, and they were just in the back playing with their little, toys, whatever, trying to keep distracted while their dad was teaching the class. And after he got done lecturing us, and we had to do like a little, activity, he was just walking around the class with his daughters, smiling, talking to them, playing with them, and just like he, it was just, I don't know, it was the sweetest thing ever. It was really the sweetest thing. And his kids loved him so much. I could just see like they're just, I don't know. Maybe it's just how kids are at that age. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't like that when I was a kid. And for some reason, I just thought in my head, like, wow, like, he must be a really good dad. He must be a really good person. Like, he must have this great heart to love these kids at that capacity, you know? And I go and talk to him personally, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, like, things aren't really too cool with me and my mom. Like, I just, I heard that you've been like the best man at a couple weddings, and like 3, 4, or 5, man, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, and I seen how you are with your kids, man. It's real sweet. And he told me, I remember what he said. He said, oh yeah, my kids, yeah, I love them, man. It's crazy how much you can love somebody like that. You take your wife, my wife, right? I love her. She's like the thing I love most in this world. And then, how could you love anything more than that? And then you have kids, and it's like you love that times two. Like times two, how's that even possible? How could you love that much? And it was so sweet to hear that. And after that, I realized, the next few words he was gonna give to me, what he was gonna tell me, what advice he had, was from the bottom of his heart, and that I could be like that. I could love at that capacity. I could have a heart that was big, that meant something. And he told me that, you know, I should try my best with my mom. I know it might. He said he knows it might be tough and stuff like that, but there's a part of your like heart that's like locked up. It won't grow to the capacity that you want it to if you hold back like that. Like that's your mother. He just really did believe in that, and I really like I did too. I understood where he was coming from, and I did give it a shot. And this guy, man, this teacher, man, he opens up his wallet. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And he hands me like all the cash in his wallet. It's just like $20, couple ones, couple fives, and he's like, here, this is for you. I don't care what you do with it, right? I would hope that you spend it on some flowers for your mom. But I'm gonna give you this money, and I don't, just take it. I don't care, if you want to come back a couple years later and give me back, $20, $25. It doesn't matter to me, okay? But I want you to take this money, and I hope that you buy your mom some flowers and try to mend that relationship. Maybe take your mom out to like the movies or something. Maybe you guys can talk it out, hug it out. I don't know, man. But you're a good kid, and if you want your heart to grow, then I really do think that it's important that um, that you have that like motherly role in your life, and that you can kind of fix that bond, because it really is important. You want your kids to have grandparents and stuff. I took that money and I got some flowers, and it's kind of awkward. I kind of remember the night. I remember getting her flowers, and she's like, oh, I get her flowers for Mother's Day. That's about it, and then maybe her birthday. And it was so awkward. She took the flowers. She's like, why'd you do this? Like, oh, like just cause, mom. Like, this and that. I didn't even say I love you. I remember in my head I tried to say it, but like, it's like I choked on my words in my head before I choked on my words in real life to like say it. And I don't know what happened. Maybe we didn't talk too much, but I think I gave her like a hug. So it's just so tough, man. It's that mental block. Like, how could you choose another man over me? Like I'm your son. Like we went through everything, through the divorce, through poverty. Like, we lived in random people's houses, moving from place to place all the time. I had to stay home and wait for you all the time. You'd leave the house early in the morning, and you wouldn't come back until late. I would even stay up waiting for you, like, and I wouldn't even eat. Like, I would wait for you to come home to cook me something or buy me Wendy's, whatever, just so I could stay up and like see you. You wouldn't even ask me about my day, like, I was just a kid, I don't know, like, yeah, like, sure, I played a lot of games, sure, I invested my time in a lot of different places, but I was just a kid who wanted his mom, That's really it. I didn't want to come home from school to have someone else come watch me or teach me how to do math and shit. Like, what's the point? What's the point of getting good grades if you don't care to ask or see or anything anyway? You know. And that's that's where I'm at now. You know, me and her aren't on good terms. She hits me up every now and then, asking if I want stuff, if I want to, hang out and stuff. And to be honest, like my mom's not a wallet to me. You know, I'm not gonna just take whatever you want to give. That's as much as like, as much as we don't, as much as I can't really see you on that kind of level, like as a mother. But I'm not gonna do that. You know, that's so low. I don't know. I don't know if my mom doesn't know how to show it or tell me, but I don't know. She shows it in the weirdest ways. You know, always just throwing some crazy stuff at me. Even my friends, man. I know some of my friends like know my life and my mom and stuff, and even I hear from their moms too, and it's just like when I hear them say they're like, "Oh yeah, but she's my mom." Yeah, but she's my only mom, you know. Oh, but it's okay because that's my mom. You know what's wrong with it? Is something wrong with me, man? Like why can't I just look? I refuse to say that it's trauma. Okay, I don't think I'm not in denial. It's not traumatic. Like I don't think about it every day, and it's not something that is like deeply rooted inside of me that just tears me up every moment, every night. I'm by myself, and I'm in the dark, and I have nothing else to think about, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's not like that. Like I don't. It's not traumatic. It's not. I'm not traumatized by it. It doesn't. It's not deeply rooted in me. I don't think it lives with me. All right. It doesn't. It doesn't live with me. It's just something that happened that was out of my control. That happens to other people, and that it's just I refuse to think that, or to even no, not to admit to yeah. I refuse to think that it's something that really is a part of me like that. It's a lot, man. I don't even think it means anything. Maybe I'm just going crazy because you know, and I mean just little things and that lead to another, like the little signs that I think I'm supposed to pick up on and shit. Man, I'm just going crazy, man. Like, look, a couple years from now, what I'm saying now is not gonna be the same. It's not gonna matter, you know. Maybe a couple years from now, maybe even a couple months from now, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, me and my mom are like we're cool, like we're on good terms. Like I call her every weekend, and I can't wait to see my little brother, my little sister this summer. You know, like it's my fault that it's like this. It's my fault. It's not hard for me to admit. It's just hard to realize, to understand that that it's my mom, and that I have to forgive her for that. She she's doing the best she could. You know, I get it. She somehow paid for a tutor. You know, paid for an apartment in a rich area for me to go to school. Got a house, learned English, opened up her own business, started a new family. It's just, why doesn't it mean anything that I was there for all of that? Why do the people that are in your life now, why do they matter so much more? I don't, why can't you love me the same? You know? You're sick of me, so you wanted to have two more kids, you know? Because I don't know, I didn't meet some kind of bar that I didn't know was set for me. It's not like you was watching, waiting to, say you're proud of me or, I don't know. Anyways, that's just my whole little mom spiel, man. It's nothing serious. It's just trying to talk it out, trying to talk it through, see where I'm at with it and how I feel about it. It's just a subject I wanted to touch on today. It just felt I don't know. I just felt right just because it was just kind of out of my mind. I really do think about the kind of person I would have been if maybe I had lived with my father instead. I would have hated my life, man. It would have been a boring life. I'll tell you that. I would have studied all day. Would have went to a nice college. Maybe I would have met a couple people, but things wouldn't have turned out the way they did now. Um, Definitely, yeah, definitely not. I'd wake up early all the time. I'd probably go work with my dad on weekends. Go to a local college. Whenever I'm not at school, I'd probably go work with him. I'd probably be an upright young man. You know, my dad's real strict, it's just like his granddad. He used to be like me. But maybe that's for another day. I'll talk about my dad another day. But yeah, if all that didn't happen with my mom, I don't know if I'd be so family oriented. I don't know if I'd have such compassion for all my friends, and I don't know if I would love them as much as I love anything. You know, I didn't even know what love was until I'd met all my friends. And so I thought like, wow, I I want so much for this person. I love this person more than myself. I'd be more upset if something happens to them than if it happened to me. I don't I don't think I would know how to express love if it wasn't for them. Some people I'm thinking about, Wesley, for sure, man. Ever since I was a little kid. Anthony taught me how to express without being too sappy. I'm just a corny, sappy person, but at the same time, you know, Pedro, for sure. Toby too, man. I think about my friend Toby all the time. The way he speaks about me, man, it's like I'm one of those biblical people. I mean, I'm nothing like that, man. I'm just a normal dude, man. Oh, and Maddie and Carlos, I miss my friends, man. They told me they think about me, they talk about me. And that means a lot to me, more than they can know, more than I could ever tell them. I don't even want to tell them that I care that much. But yeah, man, I'm thinking of all the people in the home, man. I'm thinking of all my friends, man. I miss everyone, I really do. Um, I hope I can become someone that everyone's proud of. I want to give back something that's worth giving. Yeah, yeah. Thank you to all my friends, man. I don't know who I'd be. I don't know who I'd want to be if it wasn't for any of you guys. I know no one's gonna find this, but I can't. Thank you to you guys. I really did learn how to love because of everyone. Mm, Stop rambling and stuff, but thinking of everyone. Okay, and I hope I see you for the holidays. Um, yeah, I'll see you on the holidays.